I remember some of them in the course of activity no musiba committee say connection marketer
yes
rolling see but say to make it a policy as 24-hour economy yes it has not been done. So this one is a novel and because of that we have baby a man to munima na enya kono not one not two market. Most of our markets are not healthy for a place to be selling a thing or so things. And we are buying say because of 24-hour market, we want to sell, we want business to run 24. Then there should be a price of services. That should be a market as a start. Now, a Caribbean at least every district might have one. And the media, that area now, they have been agitated. I'll call a hemphone stakeholders say, Mama, yemfa kroye nenti ase enye dwuma. Na yemma kwama bibia ya locate yensi because of scarce resources. Enye bibia na ebetumi esi marketing.
But initially you didn't inform the people.
Yes.
During your campaign era. Say now be inti people should concentrate themselves for say bring bibi say ana eba inti nkande ekonim say na mo say 24 hour no na mo nim say industries no mo ne ade a ye be establish na wo mo man be wie school abenya opportunity afa de wo say marketer ono no na de na wo ton na ni dwomba bi o te o de ahwa akwala na ma na wie school no nim say obeko industrial work adwuma no mumunu na ye be gu no na yakase ko traffic for some time na ye wie marketer waba
anye dwano na ye gu no baby a wote no na ye ni ye wo kwa bi o ha oba bi ti apatase ebiti umbrella say it is not healthy for sales. And let's develop the place. But then a bit me develop. Let's say you maybe few and send you to me develop. And immediately I call say there should be that consensus and see the interest and the benefit of putting up that market for people in that locality. I will say a castle onion is a one once they have given a notice. Fine, sometimes government project a year, but do your best and look for a place. But we are my that majority ten if you are not yet to me see. And it shouldn't be an agitation. See, I'll catch on Quandia and some more to be a baby. Me at and they kakra for the time being. And Sana, ye near the beer.
Can you see? Lojukuku for ni teshi for ni adienum bi. A complain, sir. Baby, omo two omo free no. They were wishing sank a mom baby. Ya mom baby. They can say evacuate from the place. Abubulusi for say evacuate from the place. Move free ho. Na ye see a market. Where are they going? Mama or baby, Munchere market be a woman.
Say they cannot be readily available place. Say, see nya hamau and sana ye di ha ye busy market no. Aye dana yesinu. Despite say ya ban nisi na yesi amatimam fo. Into one so a wote on a bebwa. Na yentumi nsu nsi dan wa bra wo da so ti ho. Enti na fine baby kakra na fa wo hye tonton ne ma kakra wa bra baby market. Na wan kasa ba kun ya sam ba beton ade. Enti me hu ni sa kan ya big deal. An kan ya big deal but ye ni politicking na.
There be they politicize ade no. The people na who bully dan. A certain banks, the Mercy Ruma Bank, say, Omo near money near my good. I didn't move, Massey. Not move, Jirigu. Will you? Oba young, Oba one manager by your interviews, no money idea. But assembly have come out to say, it is not true. How can this be possible? Say, your child, the other thing is a building, ye buku, assembly or court. Mobile will notice no, you may court, my semo court. Ye we are seminal. Was in my country diner good. Ye was also injury bank that be unguya. Me was bank for the assembly court. Why would assembly deny?
Sir,
are you serious?
At a certain point in time, state has power to acquire certain properties or lands needed for the state interest.
Yes.
Well, but all those things, the due process must follow. So it doesn't matter how best you want to serve the people. But the background way are the mana so sa kakra. But I think it's a sense or say a work court, the due process must follow. The due process might follow, and I don't think it might be isolation cases be and getting that some other places. But for the best of the interest of the state, if it happens, say we have to build market. I should look at somewhere like you crook a see they don't have a market. Techima, they don't have a market. And many other places. Keep crying the first and this region see back Kumasi like this. Accra Hankasakra, baby uncle there is no formal market even in Accra. I said say marketing. And if the government by his wisdom no fee say obey to me maybe a better idea nipa I think it's the best of our interest and we have to support as such. Notwithstanding, say shouldn't get those people a bit here now, so I best say better. Now I'm here for the bigger interest of the state. Say, you bet me develop every aspect of the economy. Bet me up on a pay. What can me say? They were thinking there will be industries and another.
Yes,
industrialize the economy is a process. A process. Say, Abana always say the economy is industrialized and Numa IBB. Baba no gusu na form there. But that basic thing, that shouldn't be. But let me use this media also to lament about something which is trying to come on the economy. You only say China for more bar, no more betasas, no more Sudan kukra. Say, see a near man getting a year man tone. I don't know more tone. What I'm trying to say is, those foreigners are taking up our local market.
Oh, yes.
It doesn't speak well of it. Yes.
Now, as I said, if you are a lease, if you want to renting, you will be a sassy, no matter your necessity for years. And I'm saying I'm also building your castle, but that's a quantity. I don't know, be not be sick, a dino, no, so they buy baby supermarket or a gun. I don't know what happened. All of a sudden, as we are China for a reconstruction of the place. Now, I'm the China more, much ready to cry China more. I don't mean a man who South Buyafu, who costs China more.
The strategy is, I won't say, Obia Pamuto so, and what you need. And this is over Kakis in a limb, Ato soap, Ura Wanoya Subato, Ura Wanoya Gallicato, Ura Wanoya, and your local market now in your near Mamma ye at the Hill School, a guano. And it doesn't speak well of us.
Oh, my catch said they are investors.
I am investing to our leaders and government. Say, we can't give our retail market that subsidiary market and getting I am a minimum or I never grow obey the 20 cities, 50 cities, 100 cities, or the Biafran won't crack. We can't collapse that type area of record and give it to the foreign hand. When we give it to them, they want to repatriate their profit outside. Yeah, quite an is almost called 500,000.
I'm much sure 1,500.
There should be a clear policy about that local marketing. I am so-called China and co and taking over. I'm aware to say Kaswa Mall is a Ghanaian market. It's SIC. Accra Mall is also Ghanaian. But Mr. Penny,
West so small.
It's a Ghanaian market. That's very encouraging. But see, I bet quite my bro for I bet see more I a subsidiary market in India. Now, as we are developing the 24-hour market, let's develop such market within those areas so that it can attract people to patronize those marketing.
Okay, Titi was the traditional leaders of the Ewutu Traditional Council boycotted a planned sword cutting ceremony for the construction of a 24-hour economy market in the Ewutu Senior East Municipality on August 12, 2026. We are in the constituency, accusing the Municipal Assembly of disregarding their authority on stool lands. Addressing the press on August 14, 2026, the boundary chief of the Ewutu Traditional Council, Na Kwabena Atope, also threatened to withhold land for future government projects unless proper consultation is carried out before stool lands are required or earmarked for development. The council accused the municipal chief executive Se Sen Banini and the member of parliament for Ewutu Senya is Phyllis Nako Okono of failing to consult the traditional authority before a portion of land around the Kaswa New Market. I want to make it. Now, me omuko na omububu na we say papa pani be wacha ho awaye a sawmill. Ayi. Omo munya me bruni ade wa ya chepa. Omo skata ni na because apo nyina eka project no ho. Was here for proposed 24-hour economy market. According to the council, he decided to boycott the ceremony to register displeasure and make clear that the land had not been released by the traditional authorities for the project. He said the traditional authorities were initially informed that the development formed part of the government resetting agenda, but were not subsequently consulted on the project. The stores around the Kaswa interchange, where several traders were evicted, are being constructed by the MC, the private developer here. He lied to us that it was part of the government resetting agenda. As traditional leaders, we were never aware of that project. The MP also came to the palace and we queried her. They apologized and promised to do the needful. He said the traditional authorities were equally unhappy about plans to use land around the new market area for 24-hour economy project without their knowledge. Today, we were informed that they have gone to allocate a portion of the land around new market for construction of 24-hour economy market, which we had no idea of. So we decided to boycott the program to send a signal to the local government minister that the government representative is treating us with contempt and that in future we won't allocate any land to government. Nai Kwabna had to pay alert that the MC has labeled members of the traditional council as land guards and that has heightened tensions between the two sides. The MC has been labeling us as land guards and we are not happy. We are very angry and we exercise restraint, he added. That area there, I am a constituency. Anytime we project will feel crown on my banana if he has some friends he feel nearby and I buy and Se Sen might be can you check tickets into your mind and say as I see me what locality will be I or Modia into the obey was Biano. You should consult them. Myself in my house, I had to go and pay 1,000 Ghana cedis because the receipt say development fee. As I say, by development fee 1,000 Ghana. Inti, I'm 2 years. Inti after 2 years, be an same big.
The fee say, yeah, one can say, be a was a would have seen what we say on Musuban. But notwithstanding, I think say NDC government and NDC is a law-abiding party and government. Best I said, now call your NNMC to go back to meet them and listen to their side of the story and see how best they can address it.
Well, we know. I don't know as I said, you address it because the assembly believes there is a market already there, which is being controlled by the assembly. Okay. Next year
also under reconstruction, isn't that one?
That one they work on new from a new market.
But apart from the worker,
they are main road now they call your friend saying and son now be say ko bojuasia back also for the new market. And a white chino baby and I'm say land be there on person use. But what I know the same say abide by now the same. It is already under the jurisdiction of the assembly. Into assassin BIA abide assassin. Intino mo yes sir. And
assembly has already acquired long before.
And that Miss Hanamini. But Omo Pacha say assassin da who said do your assassin. Another assassin. Another assassin. It's a so consulting. But I'm so papa umbesia and commodity me pay. If you hang come then either there were some demands they couldn't meet, the assembly couldn't meet or
but the project is going on. Say project that cost.
Someone shall see a crash, some were clear, they were clearing the place for the meantime. But the project assembly but in the area currently and they do think of now immediately what in a year could do a strong year. A quano hona all canon. And no doing for my bit of our lorry station or the overhead national lorry station with 2 million with 6 stores who win now, we seen a sign. Our Guso will see when you day. we into honor so omo can ho asem. Until America said
so they have no knowledge about that one too.
That one too, they said so.
That's how
I catch them say resetting agenda of the
now old market so what do you want them to do? Send your workers hang go
yes
and the enya sembiara and no kwa the enya sembiara me fi say suban bi na pen for person that dia emwa baby ankofo tie ton de na ban sem person me ye ho yie ma we say sam be hu mi ye say say nya mre ne da ye bibi say the
assassin your money
assassin ya what assassin wo de amayete so nkofo ton de wo so dada na ye tu omo se pese ye improve ho ye nyina ni tua se ye secret ma ye si abronside bi esi so ne ade wo se on sam mehu and ye wo ma djuma na ye din kakra se emre bi emre se wo de ye djuma se wo kona ko hu mpanifo de be ha din kakra enta fi se djuma na se koso se sana mpanifo be de se djuma no koso se ka bi wo ho a mra bi wo ho a ne ya hwe de ekiri be dwa nkrofo timu a omo to omo ade dada yes abe ni a wo se yensa anya no foforo de ya sefrim kakra ya ha kakra e ba ne sa e be ma ebuo ne animtie bi abamu ho
yes
enti yesre mpanifo na e wo kasoa se momma niema ajobreo emra na mpuntu djuma na ndisi aban adokasoa na odin puntu djuma ekoho oka ndisi aban na kai overhead wo ho e develop wo se omu market omu old apart from new market na she baby kran station home market ye si ne foframa aban ben na beyesa ese motia se na moboa na moma na akoyo etena so na boa last year overhead here na how an ete wo ba ya ye wo mo de na akoya ba moma na ntena ho na ye moa ye makasoa no ye transform no enye after Maruno senior NDC city bo enti me srem pen for say moma ye ma abjobro emra na mpuntu djuma na ye fiase wo kasoa no enti me nkoso me fi send this aban dokaso kro no aban yewura mahama aban na nukun kaso kro nti we have project nkwa na they call the pan or they call say e betumi a transfer kasoa aya another city in the greater central region. If you said that's a novel thing that any government is doing in that place.
Oh, Castland. I'm going to say to senior East for you're banning and no crown so cookroom or Sanko New Market. Wow, call your names a man at street in the pavement in Sadia. While more warning said they should vacate from the place. Wow, went to Enfiho. Now, Obi so Mudia and yet Obi Junior Manegu and Panson comfort taking the streets. I
think so. It's not only about women. No. It has become the setting of our nature of our marketing and sales activities. Now, as we develop the market, I think the market itself will attract them to go inside. I sometimes don't like sometimes the pressures we put on our women, but that's the kind of economy that we have. Onya juma, bunya juma nye, onya ben juma nye. A quantity of Faswa, but I saw the Faswa Behe, Nere, and the Mano. If I would be a Mano crown and a tennis on soon is some ye, the Jumanye, into one or ye or the because I remember me tongue to Mantis or Tom or Benny, okay, or Tom or Nima, now or they pay me a cool school. Sa na Mapina. So women are mostly the homemakers.
But why are they not going to the market inside the market now? No, because they say I'll go market when I all can Tuesdays and then the Friday on the market day. So the place you go inside the market, every place is full. Then by the roadside or massage wafa. But after the market day, you go inside the market. The place is as quiet as a cemetery. But people have still mounted their footsteps in there. I was street lights and also pavement in the side one near the I don't know what I say. Move in.
I want us to be a bit scientific. A bit scientific in the sense that say we have to look at the pattern of our activities, our lifestyle, and try and develop a model to address them. Idea about when Galamsey fight has not been successful is because we have not developed a model to address Galamsey. Because good, how can we take advantage of the gold? When we ask that question and answer it, it will solve the problem of Galamsey. We will extract the gold, but in a formalized manner. We have marketing issue a wokan. Woko takrade. Woko Cape Coast. Woban crime. Woko Kumasi. Woko ho. Sa na ye mani and kwana hina tandi. So it has been a pattern and a model of us. How do we address that one?
Yes. Because and that's the pedestrians and in confer digano.
Until we develop a model, we pilot it and implement it. Which areas of our human capital goes into that one? How do we take them out of that street sales and that roadside sales? Look at the
famous Shaman accident.
Yes, it's one of the disadvantages. Now, I'm far being and your coin to me addresser. Yeah, man, because one look at the educational system now, you we look at our setup of marketing. If Ghana is is it for the people or we just design a market? Can't we design a market that will people will patronize and sell as they do at the roadside? These are some of the things called for scientific thinking. Oh, I'm yet to make a solution. But they will hit you.
That is the point.
They will hit not only hitting you, but their homes will be hungry. The Nebusia da come on Pewasem. On Pewasem cry, man munui, because we're Ghanani. You are shed yes, buying so baby say, they did you when your baby did the theatre and any of Bua Dina. A yamade. But yes, you are so they say baby, a year wetland near Kissia time. Now, no, we see a dino, not assembly for the war. We have to sack the assembly. Engineers, say you crop by 10 a dear. And the next person will be very careful. But you see a wetline will sit down, Obi and Obi. But wetline engineer command Jai. When Jai only permanent load, no, don't find too far. So a chamber assembler, they can base on the note and say, because we are using this note base and demolish your house. But nothing. Okay, general or trust stop work or found quite no we see. Yes, yeah, bad near Bunu. It's hurting. And yet, and it affects the economy.
Yeah, nothing I'm saying so to you. We'll be so for 20 years, 25 years, 30 years.
You serve for Hoda.
You serve a fine name, see a Bunu.
Yes, you serve a foul. Papa be fear or see my town and then Sophie from never. Ah! Oh, and he built the Dana is sitting near my and one that caused problem at the mine. And we should be proud of. For was a special assembly, they are the immediate people that see what goes on within the vicinity. Assembly not to Najum. Where's an engineer for to Majum?
Confosa will pay work permit to crowd bread. We'll be so down now, what cocoa now will still pay permit to this.
Oh, bread, a chest. I bet you there's a problem on the way you want to build.
Most of them,
look at Bola. There was sanitation, environmental sanitation assembly. First, no more than I some and Adana life. Adana life, or office or towards her, or for Mrs. or Becon workers, and Massamano, or Munyanisa. And a yarn a year higher. If he said, abandoning the obeying will be to me, now yet to Mamuform. Ye bomb what they see a bay a bebois, I'm a yet minor phantom of Pufra, I'm a yams yadia home, a bebois sepa.
Let's look at the CJ versus. The Ghana Bar Association issue character the Akaba CJ no say kwanya omo pese okay kesa anti omo partner say prim they are on legal vacation a lawyer for and kabumku say omo legal vacation na sa legal vacation you know e chere say time bia no se e ban se e duru afene pempen so bia wo mo ko ekoje wo ma home na o masaya ba but this time yewra chief justice say e yampa e wo hode but se sse a judge for etna se di asem na asem ne ye hia asem dia wo legal dia wo vacation dia. But a judge and so between your transit, so lawyer and no client, no, the first na mobile. Attorney General did not to be say, I'm can't say a banner. but most of lawyer for actually diary Ghana Bar Association from yet and a lawyer for dear Chirima era a good one in case I echo so a lawyer touching and so say or no dear uncle court to net and court to China as far as our vacation uncle net and coaching and then we do what he call court judge a catcher and say oh lawyer we he or some lawyer and me amba or some catcher say but to us some national that could do some sweep se time no so now lawyer amba wa be represent wo ho am ye dia sem no be dia emfa me ho some dapo no so ba ko no ana MPP for you shuka tade koma chief justice say pempen so a or the judicial service na eko no enya depa legal vacation is legal vacation all ma wo mun ko legal vacation mbra no mo meto ansem no so wo mo si dabi enti sa so ye betime dia sem na yeye
ma memem kakra
yeah.
On say every certain bia institution bia I won't pendy. Now they have oversight responsibility over the administration operations of that institution. As much as the institution goes on working, revolving and other things. That comes up the existing legal vacations. You call legal vacation, you call legal vacation. But cases that we have to address them. And there should be a novel. Sometimes when they want to have incentives, I won't judge. Or better, we will give you this kind of bonus or allowances so that you can stay. Now, and young one, what's your bontia? You know what 2 months now, but she said. Maybe I say na me pesa we
so can a lawyer for
what can lawyer for
that's a lawyer for no lawyer now o dini pana semina mano no say lawyer for nkabom coach say afi bia do something so ya ye kwaji ahome me kwaji ba home e bia betu kwan no be family issue no den a na CJ say more lawyer for nkabom ko mu na bosi mo fa hodie ni dem mo dem metiba ko mo vacation ba ye de be di asem why do I be representing the judges were once the lawyers.
It's a private legal practitioner.
Yes.
It is not serving on the bar, and I said with the judicial services. Judicial services, they are in charge of the adjudication of the state. So they decide how do we roll out cases that make our system efficient and effective. But we are a lawyer. You have been hired to come and represent. Into one more, it doesn't change anything in our legal system now. You can't come and challenge the Ghana judicial say because there's something called legal vacation.
Yes.
Applied. Meanwhile, the chief just have sat down and given bonus to judges. Said, "What way to me forfeit your?" And it is there. A Jumamukra, you can forfeit your leave. You can forfeit your legal vacation and come and work. I'll give you bonus. What's the why should you do that? Why? It is not in the bosom of Achatia and Co. to decide how the judiciary of Ghana be run.
Now, Ghana
it is in the bosom of the chief justice
who complain.
Yes, right. They can complain, but that doesn't mean that that's the practice. They can complain, but that doesn't mean that that's the plans that the chief justice and his administration have decided to run the judicial system at the time. You can complain. Nothing else. Say they are breach of laws or whatever it is. Also now, we are not going for legal vacation.
Yes.
We want to continue addressing the backlog of cases. It's a novel. It's a novel. It's a progressive. It's an office. Nipako wana sem. Waka fa lawyer no so nka fa lawyer for free.
Ah, Samu.
Ya juma ana attach ye duaneka.
Duaneka.
Ukoko kudi asem na person okada. Me say fa me home. On follow your full. It will not stop. No, your crab, my chief justice, like I said, it says, and your way because we're demanding. Because if leadership don't stamp their foot down, they'll be rebelling. And to affect the stability of the state and security of the state. Never be sound, we don't encourage, they don't should be, and yes, I did so. And to me, I will end chief justice. So, because we're the answer. Now, any chrome ha. You catch will be said, they be a bra court. I don't force the case, one guy. Bra court debia.
Yes, no money leave that vacation.
Oh, when the boss bra court debia, son idiasem. Now, who call him blow crowd now, true state over to me at Ruby. proceedings. Who call him the crowd person? We are over to a person rule on this. Can you do that? No. But then people they were doing it. I'm not trying to politicize it, but the point is we should allow the decisions to work. We should allow the legal system, the chief justice, to run the way he wants to. Every chief justice has the way of doing his things. So fair by any day. Shout out to one by any day. Now you are a issue. Abba. I hope Bafumoni will do his work as he pleases him, and that can make him achieve his target.
The former Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Ni Ayikwe Otu, has questioned why some cases will be heard in court during a legal vacation, describing it as unfair and inconsistent with the purpose of the 2-month break. Okay. And he explained that the legal vacation is an established period of rest for lawyers and judges after demanding legal year. You know, lawyers work from the opening of the legal year, which is around October. Then we have a short break during Christmas. Then we continue. Then we come to what we call the long vacation, which is from August. The whole of August, September, 2 months, he explained. Ayikwetu, however, said regardless of its historical origins, the legal vacation has now become established period during which lawyers are expected to take a break and return to work re-energized. At least what we have all come to look at is that you have a 2-month period, the whole of August, the whole of September, where we do not work. It is a period of rest. I mean, after everything, when a person works, he needs a break to re-energize himself and then come back. So vacations are very, very necessary. Ayikwetu said the principle of rest also implies to judges, particularly judges of the superior courts, including the High Court, Court of Appeal, and Supreme Court. He noted that although he was called to the bar in 1981 and had practiced law for about 45 years, he had not personally experienced a situation in which a chief justice rotationally directed lawyers to appear during a legal vacation to hear substantive cases. I was called to the bar in 1981. I practiced law for about 45 years. I don't have this experience of the chief justice directing people to appear if it is during vacation, especially with such high profile cases. What message are we sending out?
Let me add to Mr. Aiko Otu issue. Since 1981, population size at the time and the population size at today are different. 1981 and today, load of case in court and the level of case in court today are different. There should always be a novel. If you cast a crown used to 1981 and in that case a difference, there have been a lot of fast improvement. And this is administrator who is in charge of the legal system. What translates some cases are very important. So I will employ not even all the judges. So I will ask some judges who want to stay and sit on those cases and make sure we have done away with them.
Or say, normally during legal vacation of superior courts, there are vacation judges. What happens particularly within the high courts is that there are vacation judges whose limit generally is to deal with urgent applications. So during vacations, when you go to court, you usually will be dealing with applications and not hearing of substantive matters. He stressed that the legal vacation does not mean that all courts stop functioning. According to him, circuit court and then magistrate court continue to hear cases during the period, not noting that these courts are largely used by junior lawyers. But this only for the superior courts, which means that the circuit courts and the magistrate court go on hearing their cases. But you also realize that it is junior lawyers who usually practice in the lower courts. That is the magistrate and court and circuit courts. So not many senior lawyers are involved, and therefore they continue to go to court. The former Attorney General said He was particularly concerned by report that lawyers are now being required to appear during legal vacations to continue substantive cases. I want an American.
Onankasa has come back to commit himself.
But then Okase sa court na yebino.
Junior court.
Ada sa court no so enya high superior court. Ada cases are yedi ho no. Enya sa case high profile case ya yedi say ya corruption related issues are yedi. Selective.
Idea back why so who say at every point will be autistic and he develop and diverse a solution to the pothole. Whenever he see a pothole afar off. Sana Chief Justice said there are profile cases ahead of us. We have to deal with them as soon as possible. Mostly political cases, which periodically and time bound issue. I don't see anything wrong. Going to court is your business, is your work to defend. If you think you can't go, let other junior lawyers go and represent it. Rather than say you want to shut that their work. Too many people no ye juma say membre. But what would if you say messy men ko juma no? Yen fan can Yen fan is political society. Say because I belong to a political party. A novel be a different approach be by bit me I am in my ear and my fan juma. A hard dream power. I disagree entirely. I think say we should allow the Chief Justice to use his way he want to run it, but within the law. It's the context of the law. Or say I feel say he can use incentive quite to attract some lawyers to sit down. These cases I want to do away with them. So I'm giving every lawyer, whoever wants to stay during the vacation, 1,000 cedis additional to his allowance, and make sure we have done these cases. It is done. It is done. And I think say what is going on having Kakra. We have chosen democracy, but here maybe having assembly will be taking longer space. But it's political case. And if we can deal with it within a certain space of time, and the Chief Justice have come up with this idea. Why don't you go back?
The Chief Justice is on TRC. Cases, high profile cases, is about 5 or something. October will come very soon. Because as my year came, you bet me a court still. Judge because you do ye, you to Ashada, you say, so 2 months here, in August. September, resume October. You bet me about those 2 months cannot close that high profile cases. You
can save some time.
Yeah.
You can wear away certain areas of the court proceedings that can help bring peace and finality into the cases that they are handling in court. I think so we should allow the Chief Justice to run the things that he wants to run. Sometimes even giving incentive to those lawyers who want to sue. And it is done anywhere. Industries, organization and that. If we want something to be done and done, we give promise of incentive. So those of who can come night shift, I'll give additional days. Those of who can go to the rural area, teachers will give you these allowances. And court also can do same. And if the court is doing, why should you fight against it? Why should you be lament it?
Yeah.
UP.
What Obuasi Setekasem say a student for Echo Bro headmaster say a so waku see aqualaus waku see bibi school compounds. Meanwhile, so you say by nentisa na teacher for binom near the yachi teacher for me in the yachim qualani binso.
The fee say where fast so running
headmaster no so yeah. NDC executive dropping constituency as a secret person vie as chairman of the constituency.
The fee say Kolano acquire a fast at Tiampa they become recalcitrant. You see a quada no person sending mammy and another papa nyonye. It is not acceptable. Kodana Yachom, one of my colleagues went to visit him. Kodana Yachom. Yemfa asuche feta emom.
Okay.
But I don't support the fact that you are going to school. I don't support says here do prison. We support says here trauma so we can give them punishment. We can be training them. We can give them a portion of hard work to do, but stay in the school.
Okay.
It is not about NDC or MPP. Nkwada ba no aso ya ye dey. We video bi am hwe am kwada mo to mo ebo mo ankasa mo ni akwada hadwin kakra. Enti mo mayen fa nkwada no mfa mra kwanso na mema yi omo edi fi school.
Say you find out say teacher for be can na same way but teacher for there's some mo be adult. You to me your body.
Yeah, teacher for the bit me your body. Now I don't think the teacher never say obeka say yenki senior teacher ni abo. I don't believe in that order. But say ban sadia I see do mo fa. But let's look at how we can address nkoda so I dey won man mu halo. I don't know say social media no say deal. And now I don't see Ghana how we are about 70% of the population are Christians. But command them kofuye mukrumani e bone. Omo nitima mo munia. Yes, ready so mesre my Ghana.
Okay.
Do.
You know see area so na a Dutch na me no pa between the hours of 8 and 10 a.m. Yeah, the online course social political show no be brew. Share no channel pa 8 to 10. Na yendi on my no komo.